With streaming set to be scrapped in 5 years, secondary schools here are changing the way that they teach to suit students of different abilities and placing stronger and weaker students in the same class.
But some we spoke with say constant adjustments could be needed for these to work. And Tan Sik Hui goes to schools that are piloting the new system called full subject-based banding.
About 30 secondary schools will take the first steps to scrap streaming and its associated stigma next year. They'll let students take more subjects at different levels based on their strengths and interests. Secondary 1 students from the Express, Normal Academic and Normal Technical courses could also find themselves in the same form class, but this won't apply across the board. At least one pilot school, St. Andrew's Secondary, will retain 2 form classes just for its strongest Express students. The school told CNA this will allow it to continue prioritizing the children's varying needs. Experts we spoke with say each school will have its own considerations.
Different schools have to take into account the composition of their student body and to try and come up with appropriate decisions and probably modify their approaches when they realize that there are gaps in terms of the various policy objectives, such as promoting greater social mixing and meeting differentiated learning needs.
Since July, Ping Yi Secondary has been grouping Secondary 1 students from different classes together for common subjects like PE. Teachers said students were initially awkward with one another, so they had to introduce bonding activities.
What we realized is that the moment we gave them the opportunity to work with one another, we realized that there's greater collaboration and cooperation between the students. And we're also quite heartened that some of our NCORE students are also able to take on leadership roles.
Over at Riverside Secondary, Normal Technical students in Secondary 1 visited the Bicentennial Showcase at Fort Canning Park and interviewed migrant workers to understand history and geography. The students were being introduced to humanities concepts for the first time using teaching strategies and illustrated worksheets designed for them. Humanities subjects were previously not offered to them, but under full subject-based banding, all students, including those from the normal technical stream, can take geography, history and English literature at the level they want.
To support them make an informed choice for their SBB subject, we wanted to blend in historical and geographical skills. Initially, when we rolled out the lesson activities, right, some of students would just switch off. Eventually, even the students who initially show, some reluctance, agree that it's meaningful.
MOE hopes to compile resources such as recordings of lessons demonstrating different teaching methods. Based on the experience gained from the full subject-based banding pilot schools, the Education Ministry says that it will fine-tune the professional development resources. They will then share the resources to support the other schools in the lead-up to the implementation of full SBB in 2024. In line with the changes, the O and N levels will be merged into a new common national exam from 2027.